It's the 40th anniversary of Sha Tin racecourse coming up this Saturday, our race day, plus the final race day for 2018 as well. A 10-race programme to get our teeth into, 8 on the turf and 2 on the all-weather. A very warm welcome to Racing Twin. I'm joined in the studio by Paul Alley, our former analyst, and race caller Tom Wood as well. Tom, it should be a good card. Feature race comes up as race number 5.
Yeah, good race. The 40th anniversary contest. Some nice horses going through through the course of the afternoon, and plenty of the other races on the programme as well, particularly the last race coming up with the likes of Super Rich going around, Mr. So-and-so. They're good times, but 40 years of racing at Sha Tin, all on reclaimed land. 1978 we began racing here.
Extraordinary pictures. You'll find those on social media somewhere. No jackpots, Paul. They've
No.
all gone off, but there's loads of first starters to go.
Yeah, 100,000 first starters. There's 5 in race number 3, for example, but there are plenty of first starters, and it should be a really good race card. There's some really good young up-and-coming horses, especially that last race. Looking forward to that one with Mr. So-and-so racing again, Super Rich and what like. Would have loved to have gone to that opening day 40 years ago. I was too young. I got invited to Brett Davis's 21st as well. He had it there.
The same year?
Yeah, he had it there. But no, unfortunately, I couldn't go. So
well, there you go. All right, 40 years. We've got Zach Purton back in action this week as well, after sitting out the last 3 meetings through suspension. Right, as far as the horses not going around this weekend, well, Triumphant Jewel in race number 5 is now replaced by Sun Fei Fei. That's what we're saying, is it? We're saying Far Far. Is that what we said? Far Far. Sun Far Far. Then Chief All Star goes round in race number 8. All right, this is meeting number 33 of the season. B+2 course for the turf, and those 2 all-weather races coming up as race number 1 and race number 9. We'll kick things off on the all-weather with 9 of them going around here. Kingsman, a course and distance for the first time, run up over the 1,800 metres, 2 starts back. Remarkable drops in class. He's a 2-time course and distance winner. Romantic Bonanza tries the all-weather for the first time, as does Black Tech. Grand Harbour with the hood back on likes to roll forward, and Smart Rocket, gear change for him as far as well as the head is concerned. All-weather for the first time for him too. Now Chung Fa, who had Remarkable, Romantic Bonanza and Lotus Breeze all on the road in the last 30 days. Lotus Breeze coming back on the 27th.
Now the speed map, good. Grand Harbour's a horse that loves to lead, and that's, I think, where he does his best racing. But Romantic Bonanza might give him a little bit of a challenge early on. Art of Raw can possibly sit handy. Another one that likes to roll forward on the odd occasion is King of Mongolia. You can see Remarkable, Joe Moreira will sit back on him, and as long as they put up a good tempo in the race, he should be able to run into it strongly. I think Remarkable from the rear.
First piece we'll look at here is a horse called Kingsman. You can see him down the back straight there, really allowed to stretch out on this day. He's had 2 starts on the all-weather and he's been placed both times, so he doesn't mind the surface, and I thought it was a really nice gallop leading in. You can see he was kept up to his work the whole way. Here's the likely favourite of the race, Remarkable, and he's doing it nice and easy now. He's a pretty fit horse. This will be his 6th run this season, so he's had plenty of runs and plenty of track work to prepare him for this. And I thought Smart Rocket wasn't a bad piece as well here on the all-weather. He's going to have a gear change with the cheek pieces coming off, and he's having his first start on the surface, and he generally works okay on it, so I think he'll run all right.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with his last start. We'll give him a chance with the change of surface here. We'll start off with Kingsman. We're going back 2 starts for him, then over the 1,800 metres behind Travel First. Yeah,
he comes into this race off the back of a 5th in this contest, or 2 starts ago, or last start anyway, he ran 5th. This is his run 2 starts ago in that race where it was pretty much sit and sprint. He can get a little bit keen sometimes in his races, and he was ridden along before the 550. You can see it was pretty stagnant over the concluding stages. There was nothing really making too much ground at all over the concluding stages on Travel First. But he finished behind Smart Baby last time out, and Smart Baby has been running particularly well of late.
Yeah, they went slow in that race, and it was a sit sprint. I think he can be in this race. He's drawn 2 in his 2 runs on the all-weather, as we saw. That was one of them, have both been pretty good.
And the class drop probably key as well. All 3 of his wins have been in class 4. This is Remarkable. Sorry, this is Remarkable with the class drop here over the 1,800 metres as well, but staying on his 6th in class 3. Yeah,
now he's back in class 4 where he's run 3 times before. Remarkable. As I mentioned, this will be his 6th run for the season, so he's a very fit horse going to this. And I thought he ran really nicely in class 3 here. He has to carry the bigger weight. He's got the top weight, 133. But this is his go, and I think this is a lot easier, so he'll get his opportunity for sure.
He looks really well suited here. He's going to come up rather short, but I think he is the one to beat, perfectly suited here in this contest.
All right, Grand Harbour, barrier 7 for him if he's going to try and find the front. Hood goes back on, blinkers come off.
Yeah, he can whack away over the concluding stages. Grand Harbour, a couple of gear changes. Michael Chang, he picked up a winner during the week. Eddie Lai, he's had success aboard this horse before. He sort of stayed on at the one pace, I thought, last time out. Grand Harbour, his last win came back in May of 40 points. He's got speed, he puts himself into the race, and he is coming out of a 1200 metre race, so he should be able to see it out, but he always puts himself into the contest and tries, but he just sort of boxes away in the concluding stages.
Yeah, beyond the pace, and up to 1650 will suit him, I think. He's a two-time winner over this distance as well, so if no one takes him on, I think he can be there for a long period of the race.
All right, what about the 1650 for Art of Raw? Back at the trials here, his sole win so far has been over the 2200 metres.
Yeah, he needs further, I think, this horse, as I've mentioned in the past, and hurdles, I said, and then he came out and won. That's the key for him. I think he's just a real stayer. And I don't think he's been in good form this season at all, so I'm just going to watch him go around.
He had an issue last start. He pulled up lame. He weakened out of it badly, so that was the issue last start. So he's been back to the trials. Nothing wrong with his trial, but he's a bit hard to catch, his Art of Raw.
Yeah, I think I'll be watching him go around as well. Remarkable. Looks like he's going to be a short price favourite in the first.
Yeah, he looks hard to beat, though. I think he's well suited for this race. Very fit horse, and he's downgraded. So I'm going to go with the two downgraded horses. Both have won in this grade 3 times before, as you mentioned, Andrew. So 2 into 1. Grand Harbour from the front. And of the rest, I thought it dropped away really quickly after that. I put Smart Rocket in because we'll give him a chance on the surface for the first time. The progeny of Smart Missile, they go okay on it, and he does work okay on the surface. So 2, 1, 8 and 9. I'll do exotics though, but the top 2 look like they're going to fight it out for me.
Yeah, I have to agree. Hard to go past those same numbers that Paul had. Very hard to go past Remarkable, John Size and Joe Moreira to kick the program off with a good win. Kingsman, he's the obvious Q horse. I've got Grand Harbour in as well. I threw in Smart Rocket. He was a little bit slow out last time out, but he could put himself into the race. He's got a couple of gear changes. So 2, 1, 8 and 9. Happy to go with the 2.
There you go. Same 4 numbers for me as well. I might be going each way, though. Smart Rocket there in the opening contest against the favourite. Same 4 numbers for all of us.